This is the Fluids Education Lunch at the 2010 APS meeting. And there's Bill Schultz. Hello, Bill. So what were the highlights of your table?
Well, I'll start off by saying we spent quite a bit of time on question 3, talking about how to effectively teach the mathematics, still include them, but not lose the students in just the pure derivations that were going on. And some of our suggestions, although we're not saying any of these are exactly right, is that there can be some sort of handout that you've given that includes a lot of the writing of it. But I think an excellent suggestion was leaving out some key parts that they need to fill in with you, such as assumptions and other things to go along that will highlight the key parts of the derivations without having them rotely trying to madly keep up with you as you write them down, and then at the end they really don't know what you did. So we did say that it's really important that they're still included and emphasized. You can't take them out, but another suggestion was that you give them partially as homework problems, and so that the students have to go ahead and do some struggling on their own with that. Anyone else want to add to that?
No? Okay. Thanks. How about over here?
My clicker question. I feel like we spent a lot of time talking about clicker questions.
Good.
The young table.
Yeah. The young table. Clicker is awesome.
And how we've used clicker questions in classes or seen them used in classes. What did we say about them?
The group. All right. Oh. So, well, this is mine. Yeah. So I think you'd explain it better than me.
A little louder, please.
It's not my idea either. It's one I've heard used. That people give. This is one where you give credit. You give credit for the clicker question. You set up partner groups, and you give credit for the clicker question based on the answer of your partner. So you have a strong motivation to have an engaged discussion because you want to convince your partner of the correct answer, which means you also hopefully want to think of the correct answer. So that's one strategy we talked about. And we kind of talked about how we think students seem to like clicker questions even if you don't do them perfectly because they're sort of like just a breather to stop and think for a minute in the lectures.
Okay. All right.
So one question that we began with was that few of us are happy with the number and quality of laboratory experiments we can give to our students. And we're talking about how to get more experiments. And we all really enjoyed Frank's idea, so I'll let Frank talk about it.
Well, one type of senior design project that we found works very well is the development of lab experiments for a variety of applications. One example that we have done at the University of San Diego was the development of a wind tunnel. So it was a wind tunnel that was custom fit for the space we had available. It was substantially cheaper than any commercial product, and the students really took ownership. The difficulty we see, we're now trying to develop experiments to be run in the wind tunnel. One of the problems we see is it's difficult to often motivate student groups to take on such a senior design project because it's just more interesting to them to build a mini Baja car over some laboratory experiment. But once they actually get started, they see it's a project that they really can do in the time available. It's something where they truly experience design. They have a lot of control of what they can do. They typically have some form of support from the university because it helps the labs. And in the end, they actually do finish their project. There's nothing that's hanging up in the air because they ran out of time. So the sizing of the projects is just right. So this has been proven to be fairly successful.
Okay, great. And last table. Who wants to be the spokesperson?
Well, we were pretty much trying to see how to make fluid dynamics more interesting to the students, and some of the suggestions that came is like just try to make sure that the fluid dynamics is fun, and we have some examples where the students are introduced to real-life experiments, such as they use this high-speed cameras, and then based on that, they can learn dimensional analysis, and they can come up with all these things. That's one of the suggestions that somebody in our table has used. And we had actually, and also somebody who starts the class with fun things, saying that these are the flow aspects of a fluid dynamics. Yes, and one of the central concept that our table has hit was like to hit the psychology of the students and focus on death. So that was what at least three different members in our table, they say that what are the ways in which so many people, we have seen so many deaths because of lack of our fluid knowledge. So, and they found that that's a really good motivation for the students to focus more on fluid problems. So that was one of the most important highlight of our table. So.
Okay. Great. Well, thanks.